Negotiations over the debt ceiling start up again today, and Florida is defunding DEI programs at colleges. I'm Jeff Pierre, and this is The 7 from The Washington Post. It's Tuesday, May 16th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. First up, talks to avert a debt ceiling crisis are expected to resume today. The U.S. could default on its debt as early as June 1st, which of course would not be good. Congress controls how much money the government can borrow to pay its bills. The Post reported yesterday that Republicans rejected recent White House proposals to close tax loopholes to help reduce the deficit. President Biden is meeting with congressional leaders from both parties today, but time is running out to come to an agreement. Number 2. A long-awaited report criticized the FBI's probe into the 2016 Trump campaign. In 2019, Special Counsel John Durham was tasked with examining how and why the government investigated Russian interference in the 2016 election. His report was finally released yesterday. It found that the FBI rushed to investigate Russia's possible links to Donald Trump's presidential campaign, but the findings weren't as explosive as the former president had predicted. The report will probably fuel, rather than end, the partisan debate about political involvement in the Justice Department and the FBI. Number 3. At least 3 people were killed in a shooting in New Mexico yesterday. An 18-year-old gunman went on a rampage in a neighborhood in Farmington. He used 3 firearms, including an AR-style rifle, and multiple people were injured, including 2 officers. Police said the gunman was killed at the scene. His motive isn't clear, but authorities said the attack appeared to be random. Florida is defunding diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, or DEI, at colleges. That's number 4. The bill was signed by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis yesterday. It bars colleges in Florida from spending state and federal money on DEI programs. It also limits how race can be taught and discussed in many courses. Yesterday, at a news conference at New College of Florida, DeSantis spoke about why he and other Republicans have targeted these programs.
This has basically been used as a veneer to impose an ideological agenda, and that is wrong. And in fact, if you look at the way this has actually been implemented across the country, DEI is better viewed as standing for discrimination, exclusion, and indoctrination, and that has no place in our public institutions.
This is part of a larger conservative attack on DEI programs, which are intended to help increase student diversity. Here's number 5. An extreme early season heat wave is hitting the West Coast. Places like Seattle and Portland, Oregon have already broken several daily record highs in a row. A number of wildfires have flared up, notably in Western Canada. We should say here that this isn't normal. There have only been 6 years since 1948 when May temperatures have reached close to 90 degrees in Seattle, and never so early in the month. Number 6. One man might hold clues to fighting Alzheimer's disease. He was born with a gene mutation that should have led to dementia by the age of 44, but he kept it at bay until much later and lived to be 74. A new study found that the man, who died in 2019, is one of 2 patients known to have defied the gene. Doctors hope the case will help in the development of new treatments to protect others with Alzheimer's. The disease affects 6.7 million people in the U.S. Here's number 7. Long-forgotten Rembrandt portraits were unearthed after 2 centuries. These 2 small and extremely rare portraits were signed and dated by Dutch master Rembrandt van Rijn in 1635. He's one of the greatest artists in history. A British auctioneer recently stumbled upon the paintings while valuing a family's private art collection. They were last seen by the public in 1824, and they're expected to bring in more than $6 million at auction. And just like that, you are all caught up. Don't forget, You can get the 7 newsletter delivered in your inbox every morning. That's where you can see those Rembrandt portraits for free. Just hit the link in our show notes. I'm Jeff Pierre, and I'll meet you back here tomorrow.